opportunities of access in Kenya.
Delivery of key public services could suffer as government proposes budget cuts on several critical sectors to avert the possibility of higher budget deficit if the financial bill is rejected. Treasury has proposed a total budget cut of 200 billion shillings out of its ambitious 3.9 trillion shillings budget. KTN's Esther Diana gives a breakdown of the key areas that are likely to see budget cuts.
Critical areas that will take major hits include JSAs, whose budget has been cut by more than half. The Treasury has proposed a budget cut of nearly 19 billion shillings from 30.7 billion shillings that had been allocated for the hiring of junior secondary school teachers, as well as the confirmation of 46,000 interns to permanent and pensionable positions. Additionally, the proposed budget cuts will affect the training of teachers on competency-based curriculum. The Treasury has also proposed a total of 15 billion shillings deduction from the Constituency Development Funds NGCDF.
Mr. Speaker, the allocation of the education sector includes Kenya shillings 9.1 billion free primary education, 61.9 billion shillings for free day secondary education, Kenya shillings 30.7 billion for junior secondary school capitation, Kenya shillings 13.4 billion for the conversion of 46,000 junior secondary school interns to permanent and pensionable terms.
In a communication to the Clerk of the National Assembly, the National Treasury has proposed budget cuts in the case the revenue-raising measures as contained in the Finance Bill 2024-2025 are not approved. The budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025 had projected a total allocation of 656 billion shillings to the education sector, with a bigger chunk of 358 billion shillings, which is more than half of the allocation, going to the Teachers Service Commission.
Kenya shillings 1.3 billion for the training of teachers on competency-based curriculum, and Kenya shillings 360 million for the digital literacy program and ICT integration in our secondary schools. I have proposed an allocation of Kenya shillings 3.2 billion for primary and secondary schools infrastructure, Kenya shillings 1 billion for construction of classroom for junior secondary schools.
Student loans are also projected to see a 3.2 billion budget cut, down from the proposed allocation of 35.9 billion to the Higher Education Loan Board for provision of loans to university and TVET students. Ongoing roads projects and construction of markets will see budget cuts of 15.1 billion shillings and 2.1 billion shillings respectively. On pending bills, 5 billion will be deducted if finance bill fails to get approval. Other key areas that might see budget cuts are under the Department of Medical Services, where Managed Equipment Service will see a 1 billion budget cut and a 3.7 billion budget cut for the provision for medical interns. The fertilizer subsidy program, which is at the heart of Kenya Kwanza's bottom-up economic transformation agenda, will see a 5 billion budget cut, down from the allocated 10 billion shillings. The State Department for Energy will also see a budget cut of 21.7 billion shillings, as the last mile connectivity per constituency might be cancelled. For KTN News, I am Esther Diana.
Thank you, Diana, for that story. And it is on that note that